just have these four. So these four will board member and was interact back and forth and have some questions, but would like to turn that over to Mr. Dixon.
Yes, so Dr. Pinkerton, if you'll pull up the homeschool data sheet. So met with Mr. Conley a couple weeks back and just trying to figure out exactly what he was looking for. And really he was asking for homeschool data and information that we may keep internally. There's not a whole lot that we can keep internally. We have conversations with families at the level, as opposed to trying to get to the root of maybe why somebody is choosing to homeschool, but we don't keep any records or any data of that. On the application for homeschool, there's not even a question as far as to give a reason. However, I did pull some data from the DESE homeschool website, so the Arkansas Department of Education's website, because like Mr. Conley and I talked, if we just talk numbers, we don't have anything really to compare that to, and it's hard to really get a grasp on what those numbers mean. So I just pulled, first off, let me say, the 2024-25 data is not yet public. So we don't have last year's data that is public. We do have 23-24, so that's why you see that number. So right there it shows Sheridan from DESE's count had in 23-24 had 297 students who were homeschooled, which makes up roughly 6.5% of our student body. And there's a comparison for 10 or 12 schools, 6A schools that are our size, just to kind of give you some reference to that. If our opinion, just go down just a little bit. Again, the 24-25 school year data is not yet available. We do have our data for Sheridan, but I'll get to that in a minute. Another thing that Mr. Conley asked in his petition was the financial impact, and it's kind of hard to say on a daily basis, and really kind of hard to say period. But just to give you an idea, the primary funding source for schools is what we call ADM, which is average daily membership, and is based off of a certain dollar figure per student. In 23-24, that dollar figure was $7,618 per student, and so you can do the math. And again, that's not going to give you an exact financial impact, but it's close.
That 2.5 in revenue.
Roughly, yes. Trend data, again, we don't have 24-25 numbers yet, but you can see the Sheridan's trend over the last 3 years, and then the state trend. And so the state trend is that there are more homeschool students throughout the state than there have been. And again, we don't have 24-25 number yet.
So with that being said, is there a certain order that I know that?
Yeah. What's my time limit? Just so I'm respectful of everybody here.
So typically it's 3 minutes. So we got Mr. Conley, Rick Conley, Melissa Shaw, and Glenn Strong. So is there a specific order that y'all would like to go? Or?
I'll go first if I can start right now. So the first thing I want to address right now is the sleight of hand taking place. My petition was under the auspices that we wanted this data based on what Mr. Crosswhite said in the egregious comments he made about the homeschooler families. It's absolutely despicable to me right now that we're just throwing this data up without the context of why we're here and why we want this meeting. So I want to start with that. So there was comments made at the last school board meeting. There was comments that were made about hundreds of homeschooling families, about that were the problem, not the issues in the districts. And ladies and gentlemen, I did my research because that was so extremely offensive. But to give you the benefit of the doubt, I wanted to see if there was any truth to what you said. Well, you said that my family, my wife...
I did not say anything about your family.
Yes, you did,
No,
sir.
I did not.
Is my now you're
I've
insulting
never
my
even met
attention.
you. I don't know anything about you.
So why are you speaking? This is going to prove my point. Okay, thank you. Because we can gavel down the truth, but we can't gavel down when things are blatantly said that are false. You, sir, are not going to bully me. I've come
I'm
with
not trying to bully you.
I've come with receipts today. When you say that we're the bigger issue in the community, you said it 3 times. They're the problem, the problem, the problem. You know what I have right now? I have every single police report from 2025 of the incidences that took place in this school. There is everything going on in this school from bestiality, yes, and I have the receipts. Would you like me to pull them up, sir?
You can't mention people's names.
I don't need to mention their names.
Sure. You got 3 minutes.
We have. I'll read this one to you. If they don't gavel me down by then. From students getting assaulted, we have
None of them.
I have heard it. I will pull. If I gotta have.
Question isn't what you like. If you were getting reasons why you chose, and that's what, I mean, I'm interested in. And I know when everybody talks here, I would like to know, those are some things that we may.
So let me clarify. The first thing I want an apology from you and
You're
this
out of
board.
luck, pal.
You're out of luck.
I promise you that.
Good. Good to know. Good to know. The
So what?
contempt that you have shown.
You should apologize to our taxpayers for wasting everybody's time and money.
I
You're
should
not even part of the
apologize
school district.
Because
That's
you
right. Wow.
you sat there and you said false statements. You know what? Let me read the quote and then I'll be done. I'm going to pull that report that I talked about the bestiality going on in the school that doesn't seem to be on your radar. Where a young girl, and I report. Let me see if I can pull this up. It was a young white student with a black dog. It was going around on a social media platform where the dog was licking the girl's vagina. And you're concerned about homeschool parents. And you have the gall to sit there and tell me I need to apologize?
Yes. What you do is create division in our school. We've got a great school. If you don't like it, go to Pine Bluff.
Why do you know what? You know what?
We've got a great school district. We ought to be siding with the teachers and the school board and praising them. They're doing a great job.
You're politicking, right? You're politicking.
What do you do? You're showing up to a meeting, you have nothing to do.
I do.
You're wasting everybody's
You
time.
called us out by name.
I never said anything.
When you said the
I said
homeschool
nobody.
community, when you said the homeschooling community was the problem,
I said
you
it
called
is a
it.
problem. We're losing revenue. Look,
So
and it's growing every year.
So
It's a problem.
that's more important. Okay, I'm gonna pass it on to somebody else. I got 2 more things to say, and I'm actually very thankful for what you have just displayed. You like?
Good.
I'm gonna end with this. Today we started by invoking the wisdom of God, and you know what? I'm gonna leave you with this, sir. There's a famous passage. It says, "Behold, the Son of Man has come, eating and drinking," and they said, "Look, a friend of tax collectors, a glutton and a drunkard." But wisdom, sir, is justified by her children. You, sir, are on the wrong side of history. And it's going to be evident after this.
It sure seems like it. You know, just people do this stuff, it should be because of the superintendent. That is not the case with us. All of these people will answer the phone. When you do this, you deter teachers from coming to our district. You deter students from transferring in. You deter people from wanting to run for school. I mean, these guys are doing this for free. And they're having to get called for extra meetings. And I will say, at least you show up. It's the 50 or 60 people that sign the documents. It's really disappointing. It's showing that you don't support. And what it does is it hurts the education system. And it makes it harder. And when we can't get good school board members, we're going to start getting bad school board members. And we're going to lose Mr. Pitts. And we're going to start losing all these people. We've got a really great thing here, y'all. And we need to protect it, not tear it down. And like I said, these people aren't even part of our school district. He doesn't care.
Your own words condemn you.
They don't even,
Why
they
do
don't
you
care.
think they're
You had
leaving?
your 3 minutes. You're
Why
done.
do you think
You're
they're leaving,
3 minutes.
Wade?
You've had your 3 minutes.
Your own words condemn you, sir.
But protect our school district and when they come to you with these stupid petitions, tell them you support our superintendent, you support the school. I'll forget to bring the list, I'm gonna read off the names. It shouldn't be in here. It needs to be transparent. Wow.
If any parents want the incident numbers that I have,
No,
that I'm
we
talking
can't
about,
do that, Jeff.
you meet me in the hallway. Because this is about truth, and this is about the safety of our children. I promise you,
Sir,
I have not come in here with any violation of my intent. I will spend as much time with any of you.
so I've never seen this before, and I'm not saying it's not.
I can show you. Let me pull it
I'm
up for
not
you.
disputing that. And those things are, you can bring those to the superintendent to the board. I mean, if we have that going on, that's appalling. I mean, I've never heard that. I have not. That would be appalling to know that has happened in the school district. I know there's fights, I know there's different instances where roads have been brought in. We try to have policies to deal with all those. Does this board under every one of them? We don't. We don't get I don't see every police report. And my question would be, and I know this got a little bit, I don't know, out of hand. Maybe I would like to know what are some real reasons why. I mean, I don't think that's the only reason why. I mean, like I say, I've never seen that report, so I'm sure probably most of these 329 may not have seen, they may not have taken their kid out of the school district because of bestiality.
No, they're taking them out because there's reports that I have also where the district was notified that a student was being bullied and nothing was done. The police had to tell you. I have another report of a student getting slammed in the head with a basketball. She was dizzy and bleeding the next day and was sent from the school because of evaluations that were needed. Shall I go on, Mr. Crosswhite?
No,
Those 3 minutes are up.
you can send those names.
I just hope you don't speak to me like that. I don't
You
know.
speak to me with respect, and I'll treat you with respect.
Let's see. First off, hey girls, if I were to say blue is a color, is that a fact or an opinion?
A fact.
And if I were to say that blue is the best color, is that a fact or an opinion?
Oh, that's an opinion.
Okay. You're losing kids to homeschool. Is that a fact or an opinion? That's a
Be
fact.
respect.
I'm not trying to. That's fine. When my husband played me back to school board meetings, I don't know you either. I know you're a prominent figure in the community. I know people know you. I'm not from here. I don't know you. Unfortunately, my opinion of you has gone to the floor after today, which was not what I was expecting, and I'm very disappointed to know that. Things can change, but as of right now, I know you probably don't care because we don't know each other. We're just putting it back out. My opinion, okay? Your opinion last school board meeting, or the specially called meeting, was that these kids aren't getting an education. They're missing out on opportunities. They're not going to college. That is your opinion.
Let me.
Is this taking away from my 3 minutes if you're speaking? Because I would like to.
So, homeschool kids can be successful. They can go to college. I'm telling you, I have teachers tell me, we hire kids, and on average, the kids that I see, it's not working. And the people that I see pulling their kids out, they're bringing them back. And the ones, and like I said, I know 10 people.
Closed captioning.
Right? You're doing it right. I mean, it can be done right. I wish they were in our district. The numbers you can see are going up. So something is wrong. There's a reason people are pulling their kids out. And that's a problem. But the ones that I see, no, I see a lot of horror stories. People
The audio's so bad.
And they don't cut it. They don't fit in. I hear teachers tell me that a kid went homeschool for 2 years, comes back, and they're reading at a second grade level instead of a fifth grade level. So can it be done right? Absolutely. On the average, I don't believe it is. I mean, you think, well, we got 420 teachers, something like that. These people are educated. They're college degrees, some masters, some doctors. They collaborate together. They've got specializing in subjects. They hold each other accountable. We have principals that help them with different things. I mean, it only makes sense that would be a better system on average. Maybe you're smarter than all of our teachers, but most people are not. And on average, I think that's the reason we started the public education system, right?
I can't say yes or no to that, but I appreciate you sharing your perspective. Now, we all know that everybody's perspective is slightly different. I'm seeing you from this angle, they're seeing you from that angle, correct? So the data you have is not all of the data that there is.
No, it's not.
Perhaps there are some people who homeschool, we weren't able to homeschool while they were in the foster care system, but now that they're ours, we're homeschooling. I have seen such an increase in their social skills, their memory, their learning. Anybody who, you guys have known my girls, and I'm not trying to be biased, have you seen a growth in them since we brought them home? Their language skills, and I'm not saying, hey, public school, you failed my children. Do you see all the kids who graduate from school or drop out or bring in drugs or destroy bathrooms or beat each other in the hallway or are sexually active within whatever? I don't do that. I'm a part of a homeschool group that has about 70 kids or more, and not one parent has ever spoken about the public school system or public school parents the way that you spoke about us. Home cooking dinner for my family, but I can't let statements like that go unchecked when I hold my 10 or 11 and 13-year-old accountable for their work. It's not below you to say, to say that you love. I have no problem with Sheridan School District. It's just not for my family. Getting them up super early in the morning to rush them to school, to rush back and rush doing this, I'm not about that. And I feel extremely disrespected that you're going to make those statements, you're going to double down. You know what we said? Maybe we're taking what he said out of context. We wanted to give you the opportunity to let us know what you were thinking. But you're just being rude. And I don't understand that.
So I've been rude to you.
You've been rude to my husband, which I do take slight offense to. And it's not that, I don't think that men can, like, in the wheelchair.
Oh.
So I don't think that it's wrong for men especially to have a heated conversation. I spoke to my children on the way here. I said, hey, things might get elevated and that's okay. But where I think things might have gone a little off the rails, and I will give you grace if you have a statement you can make to apologize, but telling my husband that he can just leave and that he's causing division because you said, sir, and
He
this
said
is,
stuff to me too, so he said I would agree to this and
hold on a
told me all
second,
kinds of stuff.
but hold
So
on, let
I'm
me,
going to fire back when somebody says that.
or, okay, that's a personal choice, it's not one that I would
Sure.
make, okay? Especially in a point of leadership, in a point where our tax dollars are paying, I would
Hey,
expect.
right now, we had to have
Hold
people
on,
pull
sir.
data for you guys.
Hey, I would just like to finish my sentence if I can. I mean, if you needed room to speak, I'll be glad to listen, but this is my time if you don't mind. Can I speak? I appreciate that. So I would appreciate also the emotional intelligence to withhold your tongue as a leader in this building. If you feel offended, I get it. We're offended. You offended me, my husband, my children. One of the kids even heard you, what you said, and he said, does he think we're stupid? So all we're saying is, you made a statement as a fact when it was indeed your opinion. Do you disagree with that?
Yeah.
Do you think that your opinion that homeschool students do not go on to further their education? You didn't say some homeschool students. You said all. And sir, words matter. Do you agree that you stated an opinion as fact?
I said it can work.
Did you say that originally?
I don't know. I've never watched it.
Okay, well, I will let you know because we've watched it multiple times to be prepared. Because
Why are you watching the school?
Sir, hold on, sir. If I can finish this, hold on. Because right now what you're doing is you're deflecting and you're not answering my question. And that's very telling. Sir, if I could speak without you interrupting me, I'd be so glad to give it to you. Your statement, you made an opinion as a fact. You did say that homeschool students are not getting another education. They're not going to college and they're losing out on education. That is what you said as a fact. And my experience is different than yours. You see kids that come back. Maybe that's because they don't have what it takes. But that doesn't mean there aren't homeschool families who do have what it takes and are pouring their heart and soul and taking their time and doing it on a lesser budget than what you guys are doing it. If you're truly bothered or upset or whatever word you want to use, because I don't want to take the seriousness of this away from you because this is what you're passionate about, why are homeschool families leaving? Well, if this is how you treat everybody who offends you, I would leave again.
You've already left.
You're right, but it wasn't because of this. It was because my 10-year-old brought home a book that had 2 boys kissing in it without my consent. It's because it is because another little boy put his hands on my child's thigh. It is because another little boy said he was going to kiss my daughter at the tree in the playground. It is because my other daughter was given a sucker that was stuck in trash and they laughed at her when she ate it. It is because they're playing furries on the playground and tying leashes around their necks. What kind of education is that? Why would I subject my children to that kind of behavior? I'm not there to protect them. They are children. And if the adults there are there to teach, they don't have time to monitor every single thing. My child was reading at a first grade level in public school in 5th grade. That is why, Mr. Crosswhite. And I would like to have started with those facts, but I just think your behavior and your response needed to be just as well. Because I don't let my children act like that.
Well, thank you for scolding.
It's okay. I appreciate your lack of maturity, and I'm
Ms. Conley, there's things that you just listed at the end. Continue to listen to those things.
I will.
Let's see. Melissa Shaw.
I think I know you. You've known me for a while. My name's Melissa Shaw. I'm a taxpayer and a community member and the very proud mother of a 2025 homeschool graduate. My son, who's back there in the back, earned free scholarships. He's actively involved in his church and community, and he'll begin an electrician apprenticeship this fall. He was one of 84 graduates who walked the stage at the Education Alliance homeschool graduation ceremony in Searcy, a class that collectively earned over $2.3 million in scholarships. Me and both my kids, myself and both my kids were pretty offended that he felt like they didn't have a future and that they missed out on an education. I have these remarks typed up, but I don't think it's necessarily going to matter. I guess what I hope is that you'll take a minute, all of the board members will take a minute to look at peer-reviewed research that shows statistically how well homeschoolers perform on standardized tests, their graduation rates, their GPAs. It's all out there. It's all available. You know, it's not just anecdotal. It's truth. And I guess I just hope that I would like an assurance that homeschool families will be treated with the same respect and neutrality afforded to other taxpayers in this community, should we decide to interact with the public school, because it's feeling just a little bit hostile. You guys have a position of authority, and when you speak about things like homeschooling and cast it in a negative light, it's discouraging to kids and to parents. I know you don't have to be an advocate, and I know, from a business perspective, it's important to focus on, why you're losing kids. But the statements that you make, they carry weight. And I think what I wanted most from my kids from this was there's going to come a point in time where you say something that may not be accurate. And if that's the case, then you should have the integrity to take a look at the data and then apologize and learn from your mistakes. And that's kind of what I wanted from them the most. So I'm very proud of my son and what he had, what he overcame. We pulled him at the end of first grade and chose to go our own route. And I'm very thankful that we did that. I'll never ever regret homeschooling. I'll never regret the time that I got to spend with my kids. And I hope that you'll take a minute to reevaluate and work hand in hand with some of the homeschoolers. I think we do some things right. So thank you very much for your time this evening.
Appreciate the comment. Also, guys, I've stated in my laws, and I think we all are good parents, and I think we have nothing more valuable in our homes than our kids. And so we take that very seriously. I know everyone do too. I think that's important. I think we all have the opportunity to do what we feel is best for our kids. Whatever someone chooses to do with their kids, and they think they're doing what's best for them, I applaud you for that. I think as strong at it as you can. Applaud your son. That's great. Certainly need more electricians. That's proud to see him as someone in our community soon. So that was Liz strong.
I want to ask Wade a question. Hey, I'm Pat Benatar, hitting the best shot.
Say it again.
I'm Pat Benatar, hitting the best shot. Let me ask a serious question. Do you think I support this community or not?
Yeah, that'd be better audio.
Is that directed to
That's
me?
my first question, yes. Do I support this community in this school or not?
You're asking me?
Yes.
I think you want to.
What do you ask?
I think you cause division.
Well, we have a right to do, I'm a guy about the petition. We have a right to do that. It's a legal right. And I think it's our right to exercise all our legal rights. And I have spent time meeting with Mr. Pitts. And some of the meetings didn't go well. And I've asked for information that I haven't gotten. So I'm trying to work through the system, and it doesn't work with me. So, but anyway, and I'm gonna probably do the petition. That's our right. It's our right to have meetings. It's our right to call meetings. It's our right to vote. It's our right to do everything in America. But I think you may not agree with this statement, but most of my life I've been a big supporter of this school and this community. I think I still am. But I am also the guy you referred to in the petition, but it's wrong. I can't be offended.
I didn't say your name.
Well, no, you did, but I'm the guy that's done with the petition.
Fair enough.
And guess what? I'm probably the guy that does the most. But the situation is here.
Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
Well, just because we don't agree, but we can't. You remember the last thing we went through? If I had not stepped up, I guess you say call division, where would we be at today?
I don't know what you're referring to.
We passed two superintendents ago. You think I should have done that? I should have took that battle on?
I'm not sure what.
Jared Williams. The perverts, the kids in the bathroom, the child being molested, the arrest being made, the hotline not being called.
I think that was before I was in the.
It was before you don't know.
Okay. But I think I do know what you're talking about, right?
If I hadn't stepped up then. So, guess what? I'm not going nowhere. You know that. I just want to get that clear, everybody. But I do think, we have the right to speak, and I appreciate y'all giving us the right to speak, everybody. But we also have the right to call these people. And, if you want to take and get the petition and try to single those people out, go ahead. They're Americans too. They have the right to sign this petition. And that's mainly what that petition means is they're granting somebody the right to speak. It's all. I sign petitions for people run for office. I can't vote for both. I can't vote for somebody. I'm not going to vote for somebody, but it's my right to sign a petition. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, on the homeschooling issue, They should never be brought into the conversation. The conversation on that agenda on that night was about THC. So I understand why they're opinion. I understand where you are. You know, and I do believe you're supportive of the school. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not questioning your loyalty to this community one way or the other. But I do think sometimes like me, which wouldn't, and that's just how it goes. Go ahead.
You out there.
May I speak briefly? It is not going to take 3 minutes, and I will be respectful. I'm not on the list.
Bullying at the marginalized.
Yes.
What's marginalized mean?
Thank you. Let me start by saying I am absolutely terrified of public speaking, so you're going to have to bear with me.
Marginalized is a
But
good
through
word.
this meeting, I have been writing my thoughts. I understand the financial impact on the
Isolated,
school
ignored.
district, okay? And if you had left it at that, I would have rolled my eyes and been like, okay, fine. What concerns me so much more are the comments that our kids are missing out on an education and not attending colleges or principals. That is blatantly false, just statistically. Google. This is not an us versus them issue, and it should not be. That is a major problem in our society, that everything is an us versus them, and that's not where we want to go. That's not where we want to take it. So far as your statement that has me shaking angry right now, that it was a waste of taxpayer money to hold this meeting or for us to be at this meeting. Even though we've removed our children from the school district, I did attend the school district for a couple of years. I have wonderful teachers. That were my kids. I'm sorry. Even though we are not a part of the school district anymore, it is still our community that we live in and we work in. The success of this school district directly affects our lives, our futures, and the community that our children are going to live in and be adults in and work in one day. So it does matter. We do get a voice. As not only community members, just as taxpayers, because we do pay taxes into this. We deserve the same respect and voice despite our different opinions as any other parent or community member. It is not a waste of taxpayer money, and it is never and never will be a waste of taxpayer money to allow taxpayers to have a voice and be able to speak out when they're sick. That is all I have.
Is there any other board members?
I would like to say something. I can't speak for any of the board members. I do support homeschooling. Many as you know, I'm in my 20s. I don't have kids, and so a lot of people ask me, why do I want to go to school board? I want to go to school board because I don't want to have to homeschool my kids. I see a lot of the same things that some of y'all see in education, stuff that y'all are worried about, whether that's liberal indoctrination or whatever. It's not going on here, but it's a problem across the nation. And as society advances, it's only going to get worse. And I can imagine when I have kids, it's only going to be worse. I mean, it's just been the last 10 years we've had all this nonsense come up with, trans athletes and all that, and bathrooms and all those issues that I have concerns about. So I'm on the school board because I don't want to homeschool my kids one day. I want my kids to have the same conservative education that I had in a small town. And that's why I'm here. So I support your right to have the homeschool. I support it 100%. And I think the people in this room that are concerned, that are voicing their opinions right now, I have no doubt that y'all have kids that are going to be well-rounded, that are going to be successful, that are going to go to college or trade schools or whatever. Y'all are not the problem, but we still do have a homeschool problem. And that homeschool problem are the parents that don't do it the right way. And I'm not the ones to be the arbiter of who's doing it right, who's not. There are parents that take their kids out of school and then put them right back in 2 years later. They keep pulling them in and out, pulling them in and out, pulling them out. They're not doing it the way y'all are doing it. They're not. And
Yeah, that's not homeschool. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. Thank you for making that distinction. I greatly appreciate that.
And that is a big issue because they come in, they get pulled out, and they get put back in school, pulled out, get back in school, and then they're 2 grades behind. And our already overwhelmed teachers are having to devote resources and time to catch those kids up and taking valuable time away from the other parents who don't have the opportunity to homeschool their kids. And so I just wanted to say that I can't speak for anybody else. I support homeschooling if it's done the right way. Again, it's not me to be the arbiter of that, but we do have a homeschool issue in that regard, that some parents don't do it the right way, and it ends up costing not only our teachers, but our other students who don't have it out there.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and I know some people that homeschool and have done it right. It can be done right. And I may have said that incorrectly, but like Jacob said, it is a problem. It is a growing problem. The numbers are going up. We have a great school district. And I'm going to be an advocate for the school district always. So, Ms. Shaw, I don't know if she's still here or not, but I know you do a great job raising kids, and obviously you have. So congratulations to that. And there are a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people that don't. And you know, I should have said some, but it is a problem. And our community is growing and our school district is shrinking. And we've got more people in homeschool now than we did during COVID. It's a numbers game, and so that's what I'm seeing.
And I will say, on behalf of the homeschool community, if there's a genuine question as to why, we're not opposed to sharing that with you. We want to see the school district do well, but we don't want to get dragged through the mud because numbers are shrinking. And there is a distinction between people who are just throwing their kids in and out, because that's not homeschool. That's irresponsibility. That is not homeschool. So perhaps for future, so this doesn't have to happen anymore, maybe just specify, change the language, because words matter. Pulling your kids in and out, that's whiplash. That's not homeschooling. I just think.
So I think the intention of everyone in the district and you guys in homeschooling is just that you want the best for your children. And I always believe in the parent as the first teacher, and the parent does have that right. I've just come from an early ed background and working with teachers in the early ed field. I always say the parent is the first teacher. They are the one we listen to. And so I value that. And I understand a lot of times people who homeschool or choose that for their children or do it from personal conviction. The value system that you want demonstrated or lived in your home, you want flexibility for your children. Sometimes it's a resiliency factor. You mentioned when your husband adopted your girls. I mean, that's a resiliency thing. It's a protective factor you put in place to help. And then just sometimes there's different opportunities available that aren't available in public school, and so I do appreciate that as well. We are all on a public school board here, sitting up here on this end, so we do advocate for the public school as well. And my very best friend is a teacher in this district, and she works her rear end off all of these people. And so, and just as you do your child at home. So I'm so thankful that there was an opportunity to distinguish the difference. I think you mentioned yo-yo. Is that what you called this a second ago?
That's what I did, yes.
Homeschooling. And so I'm thankful for the opportunity to differentiate that because I do respect and value what happens in the home and you as your child's first educator and the different opportunities that you can grab. I would like the opportunity to learn from you guys as well, from our standpoint. What can a public school district do to learn from a homeschool setting? What could we possibly change? What could we possibly do? I also know that I don't know what they are, Mr. Biggs would know more about that. There's opportunities, and I'm sure some of you all, or if you can not in the room, others take advantage of the opportunities for your kids to participate in some of the extracurricular activities and maybe AP courses, I'm just speaking on that, AP courses. No, never mind, don't quote me on that.
Yeah, we're allowed to participate in classes. And we're allowed to participate in various classes as long as the school board and of course sports with following rules and procedures.
So I just think that's a mutual opportunity to build unity, and I think Mr. Crosswhite mentioned that. division and create unity within our community, because you're right, these kids, whoever, Michelle, I can't remember, I'm sorry to say all that, about, they're gonna grow up and they are gonna live in this community. They are gonna live here. So we want, us all, we want the whole community to be made up of educated people, wise people, caring people, people who love each other, people who support each other and who are not creating division. So, thank you for your respectful comments, and thank you for allowing the opportunity to differentiate between the two types of homeschooling.
And I would just like to say, I'm a former educator. I taught for 33 years. And I admire anyone who can homeschool their children, because I could never do that with my own children. And I respect your rights. You have a choice. That is the law. You have a choice to educate your children however you see fit. And I totally respect that. But like Clarissa said, I sit on the board because I want to represent the children and the parents who choose for their children to have a public education, and I want to make sure those children have the best education possible. But no disrespect to you all. I
guess one more little concern is that, I would hate, Wade, if Callan came and applied to work, over at Root Connect, and we saw that he was homeschooled, is that gonna be a negative, aspect in your mind? That's something else that I guess I was concerned about as my child does move into the workforce, if that's an opinion that's held, I would like to do my best to change that perception, to change that, that idea that he lacked an education. So, I just would hope that he would be given, I guess, the benefit of the doubt, as he moves into the workforce.
Yeah, that's not something that I do. That's what our HR department does through all that, and that's what they've.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So I don't want people to look and go and think that he had a subpar education. So.
But unfortunately, that is the opinion that they have because of the averages that they're seeing. So I think, I think it's something that it sounds like.
Is that a factor in opinion?
There's always exceptions, and we know that too. But it is something that that's what they tell me. So that's what I do.
I'll wind it up here. I was a former educator too, just like this. Oh, well, I got the privilege of being with Cooper's kids. I have about 135 every year. And those parents gave them to me for those few hours a day, and that was probably the greatest responsibility I could ever imagine. Since I had that time to be an influence to them. And I'll be honest, there's some of those kids, I have a lot of respect for the kids. I have some that are just the meanest knotheads in the world, and some that are the ones that are going to make sure they always have their stuff turned in on time. And I know for me, what made me successful as a teacher is I kept those parents involved and make sure. But my head, they may call and they say, what I need to do with my kids. I said, you might need to put your kids back when you get home. For this one, I'll help you with this homework, or I can do this. Those things, it all takes everybody working together to make sure that that it is effective education. And I'll say, public education isn't for everybody. There's some that and it's that parent's right. So appreciate y'all being here. I want to stress, my contact information is on the website, and I can get called a lot. And I will tell you, I signed up for that. You can call my cell phone, send me emails, whatever you need to do. I'll gladly talk to you about the situation, about our district, about kids, anything that affects the kids. And I think, I know Mr. Strong knows that I don't mind talking on the phone about something like that. I will. So Superintendent's office is always open, and any board member, I think all of our information is out there. So I do want to know some of these reasons. And some of those, I heard some things thrown out there, and I know it was thrown out in kind of shocking.
Well, the Scholastic Book Fair puts books that show two boys kissing targeted at my children. that's an issue, so if you guys could work,
I would absolutely like to see that.
yeah, it's called Drama, and it came from your Scholastic Book Fair.
I'm asking.
Yeah, I just wanted it to be
Other board members asked to see it, but I would like to see it.
Scholastic Book Fair.
Can I say one other thing, just to continue in the lowering of the temperature? There absolutely is division, but I want to make the point, division's not bad. We need to have a barometer of truth, which we're all equally looking at. Yes, obviously me and Mr. Crosswhite are not seeing eye to eye on things. I have nothing personal against this man. I have nothing personal against any of you. As a matter of fact, half the day today, I spent praying for the words to say and how to handle this, how to deal with it. I will pray for every single one of you up here. And that's not to say, oh, look at me or anything like that. It's for the purpose of, I understand that we are a community. That is why I'm concerned. Because when division is inputted, that's not based off of truth, that's when we get these issues. And as far as the issues of why parents are pulling their kids, there's a lot going on, guys.
And I do want to send it. I appreciate the prayers, because I promise.
We all need them.
Sir?
I said, we all need them.
Amen.
And that's what, I think that's what's a great thing about our community is we are a community that's praying together. So let's, appreciate it. We do have several other action items we need to move on to tonight. So I will move now to our first action item, we have some school policies that we presented, recommendations from ASB on some policy updates for the work session. If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve those policy updates. For a motion and second, is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, there is none. Next item on the agenda is our school resource officer.
I think so.
We get to speak about this. The Sheridan School District is a proud partner with Saline County Sheriff's Office and Grant County Sheriff's Office and the Sheridan Police Department to employ 4 school resource officers. And this memorandum of understanding in your board packet is to continue the partnership with those 3 police forces for the 25-26 school year. Is there a motion to approve? A motion second. Any further discussion?
I just want to clarify something I said in the work session, maybe explore the possibility of having an additional SRO in East End campuses. We've got one SRO that controls 3 campuses up there, and I feel like it would be beneficial if you maybe had an extra one if funding allows for the sheriff right.
All right. Any further discussion? We do have a motion and second, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There is none. Next was the proposal for employees authorized to sign purchase orders for the 25-26 school year. Employees authorized to sign purchase orders has been updated. If there are no questions, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There is none. We did review the student legal transfer resolution that allows Mr. Pitts to approve student transfer petitions into and out of the district. And the law requires the denials to be referred to the school board with a recommendation of action. Are there any questions regarding the student legal transfer resolution? So, do I have a motion to approve the student legal transfer resolution?
So moved.
I have a motion and second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There is none. So we also now have a maintenance agreement renewal for cameras. The Sheridan School District has 491 security cameras on 9 servers that are maintained and serviced by Progressive Technologies for a total of $52,095 plus tax, which is the same price as last school year. And so the recommendation is to approve a motion for the maintenance renewal of the maintenance agreement with Progressive Technologies. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Any opposed? There is none. And last, we have, with our Arkansas River Educational Service Co-op, a memorandum of understanding in your packet. There are services that the district uses in conjunction with Arkansas River Ed Service Co-op that include professional development, behavior therapists, facility support, virtual learning, special ed services for children birth to 5 years old. If there are no questions, we entertain a motion to approve this memorandum of understanding with Arkansas River Co-op.
Second.
Have a motion second, any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? There is none. So now I will turn it over to Ms. Boland for a recommendation for a net legal balance transfer.
As you're aware, the state has rules about the amount of balances that you keep in general funds. And so we are completely done with the school year. We don't know the exact amount, so we are in the process of accruing expenses that incurred through June 30th and will be paid until they get attributed to the correct fiscal year. We budgeted $1 million transfer to the building fund, which will be reserved for future large building projects. We had set as a goal several years ago to build those funds so that when we need new buildings, we would have some money set aside to help offset those costs. And so in addition to the $1 million, that calculation that the state dictates, I anticipate there will be an additional transfer. Some of that is related to summer projects that are not yet complete, but were included in the overall budget. So we'll set those into the building fund account. So as the projects are complete, we have those resources available. So I'd ask that you approve a transfer to the building fund that meets the net legal balance requirements, which are estimated to be approximately $8.3 million across all state funds, and or $7.3 million in just that one general fund balance. We have to meet that state requirement, but I believe we'll be able to keep the 7.4 that we set as a target a couple of years ago.
So we'll have the 7.4, which is above the state requirement.
We can't have above the state requirement across all of the state funds. Anything that starts with a 2 on the report that you get. As long as the other funds are low enough, we can keep 7.4 in the general fund. If those other funds exceed the 8.3 plus the 2,000, then we would have to transfer more. We have a smaller balance. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with it.
Yes.
If I showed you a spreadsheet, you
I did
totally
get it,
hard to explain in words.
We need a motion to transfer, to a net legal balance transfer to keep, I'm confused as to what the motion is.
Transfer $1 million.
I'm asking for a
You
motion
can switch
to
something
transfer
out.
to building fund.
I only took the
enough to meet the net legal balance transfer.
cord.
Which is
Oh, wait a
$1
minute.
million, right?
It will be at least $1 million. I anticipate it will be more
I know
than
where
$1
it
million,
is.
but I can't give you an exact amount. So we have all the.
Tell me what to say to make a motion.
Can I just say so moved based on previous?
So basically, what Chris is saying is that we've set a goal to have 2 months worth of expenses in our operating account at all times. That's approximately $7.4 million. So we would ask to transfer anything above that threshold. Once books are completely closed out, whatever 7.4 million is, whatever's above that, we would then transfer that to the building.
That being said, do I have a motion to transfer out?
To make the net legal
Legal
balance.
balance.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There is none. And the last is, approve the renewal of Johnson Controls Fire Suppression System, monitoring and inspection contract. and that we did review that, with Ms. Boland. And so if there are no further questions, I'd entertain a motion to renew the fire suppression system monitoring and inspection contract.
So moved.
Motion and second, any discussion? Not, all in favor say aye. Opposed, there is none. And so now we will move, we already had a brief executive session before this meeting, and so I'll turn it over to Mr. Pitts to present personnel.
So in your board packet, you have a personnel report that has some resignations, retirement, and then some new hires. So administration will recommend approval of the personnel list as presented. Second.
Have a motion and second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There is none. Now, turn it to Mr. Pitts for superintendent.
Yeah, so we made the comment today, it's hard to believe, but teachers will be back 2 weeks from today. I know teachers will may not want to hear that because they're enjoying their summer vacation. But July 28th is our district kickoff day. That week is professional development. Our next regular scheduled board meeting is the first Monday of August, so that's a little bit of a change. We did that so that the August board meeting is not on the first day of school. So it'll be August 4th, that same week. We have our open house night set, as you can see there. And then the first day of school is August 11th.
Okay. Is there any other business to come before the board? Thank you all for your attendance. I'll make a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Were you gonna eat this or not?
Save it for later. Put it on the plate.
Did you get what you wanted of this yet?
Not quite yet. We can finish that off. I think I can finish that. Well, folks, that concludes today's live stream of the Sheridan School District. This is Kenny with Just the Right Angle. You should subscribe for more updates on important events like this. I'll try to starting building up some more videos on important content that matters to you.